calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is my plea. Help me, this is an emergency. Why won't you pick up the phone and stop ignoring me? This world is getting crazy. Can't you see what's going on? Your children dying over stuff that they don't even know. All I'm asking you for with just a little support. I want my homie hit the ground like this is from a new boy. Don't get me wrong, I feel bet my soul on you. But I'm trouble now and I don't know what to do. So I picked up the phone, area code 777 dial J. Crying till I put on hold to hearing. They say take it what you need if you want to succeed. So listen out for my call. This is an emergency. This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? This is an emergency. You're calling 911. Will you make time out of your schedule to answer your son? My occupation is saying I'm seeking communication with my father upstairs, but I don't know what he listening. Tell me how can I keep your commandments through all the fingering that your children is singing because they feel you ain't hearing them. Sick and tired of the pain, thunderstorms, and heavy rain. I feel like Abel trapped in the world, pursued it by Cain. I just don't understand. What do you? Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing? How's everybody? Hey man, I'm glad to see you guys came up, man. Yeah, I just got on the phone with Bishop Bell, a bishop of mine, man, and I'm gonna tell you, man, these new age bishops and pastors are different, bro. It's nothing like what we were coming up at, man. I had a guy just literally tell me that he preached the way he preached because Christian folks are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Huh? I mean, literally said it. I wanted to record him so bad, bro. I tried to get to my phone so I could record him, you know, saying that so I could expose him. I mean, he literally goes to church and teaches, you know, he doesn't teach according to the word of God. He don't use the Bible. He's one of them motivational speakers. And he says that the only reason he does that is that because Christian folks are stupid. They won't allow him to teach the truth. You know, if he was to teach the word of God, they will walk out of the church. They will leave. So he's not allowed to teach the truth. So you know, so that's why I set up the room. I set up the room, and that's why the title came into play. You know, like that. So what do you think about that, Jay?
Last 20 seconds.
Oh, is the phone acting up?
No, I'm just listening.
Yeah. What I was saying was that the dude, he feels like the reason he preaches the way that he preaches is because he's not allowed to teach anything different because the people will walk away. They'll walk out of the church. So he doesn't teach what the Bible actually teaches. He's a pastor. You know, I'm not gonna say his name, but he know who he is. And he preaches that way for a reason. So that's the reason why the title is, that's why I titled it the New Age preachers are different. Because back in the days they taught fire and brimstone. You know? So what are your thoughts on that? Can you hear me, Jay? All right. Well, I don't know, but you're on mute if you were trying to speak. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back to getting the show and stuff going. So yeah. So another reason why I decided to do the video was
a friend of mine also condoned SAPS. You know, SAPS did this thing at the church where he locked the church doors to the church and wouldn't let the people out the church until they gave him a certain amount of money. And that was the only way that he was gonna allow them out of the church. I mean, he actually locked the doors. And I got the video right here that I want to play real quick with Marvin Saps locking the doors to the church until the people gave him a certain amount of money that he was requested. And I was talking to a pastor friend of mine, and I was asking him, do he condemn that? I mean, do he think that the pastor should be able to do that? Should the pastor be able to literally lock the people in the church and demand money, or else? To me, that's what it seemed like, or else. So I want to play this video that we was debating about, which he doesn't find anything wrong with it. You know, he says, and his explanation was, well, how are we going to keep the church going? How you expect the preacher? How you expect them to keep the church going if people don't give tithes and stuff? And I said, well, listen, ain't nobody asked him to go open up that church. I mean, I don't care how many tithes you pay to the church. He ain't finna give us no key to the church. How many of us pay tithes in these churches do we got keys to the church? We can't come in and out of that church as we see fit. That is family oriented. It belongs to the church. You go, you open up the church, pay the bills. You know, so anyway, let me go ahead on and play this video where y'all can hear what this guy Marvin Saps is talking about. Let me give me 1 second. Let me get it set up. Okay, how do I clear? Let me clear that off. Okay, here we go. All right, so check this out. This is your boy here.
At Chamberlain University, we know that leaders rise to the moment. And camaraderie is the secret language of 3 a.m.
What is going on?
We know because we're the #1 largest nursing school in the U.S. Chamberlain University belongs to something greater.
All right.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment. I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives.
So right now they're locked in the church. Right now, I'm gonna see if I can get the people on the screen where y'all can see that. Right now, he just had the church locked up. And I'm gonna rewind that so y'all can hear him say, "Lock the church, lock the doors." Watch this.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment. I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, they would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, "I did." Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency. Note, if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
Did y'all hear that? This bastard, this dead dumb dog, just stood up there on the pulpit and told everybody that on the pulpit, who's ever behind him, he's telling everybody that it costs for people to be up there. It costs you money to be up there. I mean, what's wrong with y'all? Who could sit there in the audience and don't find nothing wrong with that? I swear, people sleeping. Y'all sleeping. When will y'all wake up and realize something not right with that? I don't care who this man is. Marvin Sapp, Marvin, whoever he wants to be. I don't care. Wake up, people. Y'all got, you know what? I'm just gonna take a nap. That's what I'm just gonna. Seem like what y'all doing anyway. I mean, these men can tell y'all anything, and y'all will believe it. Y'all believe it. That's why I got a bed in the studio. Sometimes when I see stuff like this, it drains me, it makes me tired, and I just gotta lay down. No, you can't lay in my bed. You want to lay in the bed. That's Big Yah's bed right there. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, this is what Marvin Sapp is teaching people. He teaching people that he locked the doors on them. He said, listen, he actually demanded that they lock the doors. This is this new preaching that's going on because they're money hungry and folks fall for it every time. And you really think that you're really gonna get blessed from this, but you're not. Okay, you're not going to get blessed for it, and I'm going to tell you why you're not going to get blessed for it. It's because when you give to the Most High, you're supposed to give from your heart. Excuse me. Hit my microphone here. I hope y'all can hear me all right over there. But you're supposed to give from your heart. How are you going to give from your heart? And how are you going to get blessed if they're forcing you to give it? I mean, you're not sincere. He's locking the doors to the church. He's demanding that you lock the doors to the church, talking about you ain't got nowhere else to go but shopping or whatever you gonna do. He wants some of that money. And then he said it costs to sit up on the pulpit. Let's rewind that part. I hope y'all can hear me all right on Facebook. So check it. I'm live on YouTube at Prince 40 Binyan. I'm live on Clubhouse at Prince Binyan. And of course, if you're on Facebook, y'all already know what it is. Prince Binyan on Facebook, TikTok, all of that. I actually need to start posting this stuff. But anyway, this is what's going on here, right? So now this man have locked the people in the door. Let's rewind that part where he tells them to lock the doors. Here we go.
Ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Hold up, let's go a little bit more. Here we go.
I was taught a long time ago.
Y'all listen
that
and
it
pay
costs to
attention.
sit up here.
This is this bastard, dead dumb dog, Marvin Saps. Pay attention.
1,000 of you, I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
You see how bold he is? That's real bold. Can y'all hear this all right? I hope y'all can hear this all right for everybody that's live on Facebook with me. Let me know in the message box. Let me put the message box on, matter of fact. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, so this is what Marvin Saps is doing. He's locking folks in the door. Now, let me tell y'all another reason why that's wrong. It's wrong mainly because that's not tithing. You're not getting nothing from that. According to the Bible, tithing is when you, and I already taught on this already, but I just want to recap on it for anybody who might have missed this or missed this message already. But I also got it tagged on my YouTube channel, which I'll post on there. But listen, y'all got to go back and check this out. So here we go. Here we go. This is what you're supposed to do in order to get blessed by the Most High. This is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to give these bastards no money, because the Most High never asked you for money. But then they got the biggest thing that they will tell you is, times have changed. We don't live like that no more. You can't bring cattle and stuff to the Most High, and that's a lie. Yes, you can. That never changed. Your tithing is your tithing, right? But let's just prove it. Here we go. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 28. Gotta have it close by. Now watch this though. Each year you shall tithe all the produce that grows in the field you have sown. Then in the place which the Lord your God choose as the dwelling place of his name, you shall eat in his presence. You see that? You shall eat in his presence your tithes. That's crazy work. Because if you go back to the book of Malachi, it say bring all these tithes. Let's go to it real quick. Malachi 3. Malachi 3:9. Uh-oh, too far. Let's go back to Malachi. All right, here we go. Malachi. Come on. Here we go. Malachi 3:9. So here we go. Watch this. Okay. Malachi 3:9. You are indeed a curse for you. The whole nation robbed me. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, so there shall be food in my house. And try me in this, says the Lord of hosts, shall I not open up the floodgates of heaven without measures? For your sake, I will forbid the locusts to destroy your crops and your vine and your fields, and not the harvest, says the Lord your host. So according to Malachi 3:9, when you pay your tithes and offering, he's supposed to open up the heavens and pour out blessings for you, so you shall have, you wouldn't have room enough to receive them all, according to Malachi. Right? Now, how are you supposed to, now what is tithes and offerings? According to the book of Malachi, it says, so it shall be food in your house. Now, according to Deuteronomy 28, what I just read, which I'll go back to right now, according to Deuteronomy 28, it confirms that in detail, right? How do we know this? Let's see here. 14:28. So how do we know this? Pay attention to what I'm reading once again, right? I hope y'all can hear me all right. Watch this. Each year, and tithing, if y'all notice, you will never hear each week or every Sunday. You'll never hear that. Why you'll never hear that is because that is not how tithing worked. It had never worked that way. It have never worked that way then, nor do it work that way now. And of course, they can't say times have changed because we're still dealing with the book of Malachi. Tithing and offerings is nowhere in the New Testament does it give you any instruction on paying tithing. You will not find that in the New Testament whatsoever. But you will only find it in the Old Testament. And the last place you will find it will be the last book of the Old Testament, which will be the book of Malachi. So according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, y'all need to write this up down so the church can start ripping y'all off and getting away with all your money. Deuteronomy chapter 28, chapter 14, verse 28. Each year the tithe, each year you shall tithe all the produce of the growth of the field you have shown. Watch this. Then the place which the Lord your God chooses as the dwelling place of his name, not the place that the pastor chose, not the place that the bishop chose, where they went, they found a piece of land and say, hey, I'm finna build a church right here in this area, in this land, and I'm gonna call it such and such. That's not how this works. It is supposed to be a designated location that is singularly picked out for the Most High, which he have already picked out, which would be in the homeland in Jerusalem, right? Which the Bible prophesies about. But watch what else it says, which the Lord has shown. Then in this place, not that place or this place, etc., it's talking about this specific place in which the Lord has chosen and selected. And then it says, which the Lord your God chose as his dwelling place of his name. You shall eat in the presence your tithes of the grain, wine, and oil, as well as the firstlings of your herbs and flocks. So it tells you not to give it away. It doesn't tell you to bring it and give it to the church. It doesn't tell you to hand it to the preacher man. It says that these tithes and offerings you are to eat. It's a festival that's going on. It's a celebration that you're serving and worshiping and praising the Most High along with your fellow people. You're not taking this stuff and giving it away to the preacher man. No, this is something that you consume. This is something that you enjoy. Right? That's the first thing y'all need to know. And I'm reading Deuteronomy 14:28. So that's what y'all need to know. It's not even for the church. Can y'all believe that? It's not even for the church. It's for you. Your tithing is for you. It's for you. Okay? Now watch this. Watch this. Deuteronomy 14:28. Now I'm at verse. Okay, I'm at verse 22. As well as the firstlings of your herbs and flocks, that you may learn always to fear the Lord your God. If however the journey is too much for you, and you are not able to bring the tithe, because the place which the Lord your God chose for the abode of his name is too far for you, consider how the Lord has blessed you. You may exchange the tithing for money. See, the tithing is the food. It's not the money. Did y'all know that? The tithing is the actual food. It's never the money. So according to when you read down to verse 23, when you read down, when you get to verse 20, let me see where I want to go back to. Okay, so when you go back to 22, we're going to go back to, when you go to 24, Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 24, it says, however, the journey is too much for you, and you are not able to bring your tithe. So in other words, it's saying that if the journey is too far for you to journey with all of these herbs and oils and the firstlings of the cattle and everything that you instructed, the flocks and all that you are instructed to gather up for your tithing, it said that if you have to go a long distance away, say for example, if you got to go from Florida to Georgia, or even further than that, or Florida to Tennessee, and you have a long distance to travel, what he's saying is you exchange your tithing. You exchange your tithing for money. Again, the tithing is the food. So, but what you can do is you can exchange the tithing for the money. And again, excuse me, I'm getting a call. I have to call them back. So again, so you guys understand why you're not getting this overflow of blessings. The reason you're not getting the overflow of blessings is because you're getting pimped. They're ripping you off of your money, and they're pocketing and they're profiting off of it, and you get nothing. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I got folks calling me in the middle of my show. But anyway, so of course, this is what's going on. So you're being pimped. They're taking you for everything that you got, and they know you're not getting blessed. So when good things do happen to you, they are able to take that and twist that to make it seem like it's because you've been paying your tithes and offerings. When in reality, the only reason why you're getting blessed is because the Most High knows your heart. Let's see if I can cut the volume up on this. I hope y'all can hear me all right. But yeah, that's because the Most High knows your heart, right? And he knows that you're giving sincerely, but you're still not getting them overflowing the blessings, but you're getting something, right? And that's only because things happen in your life. It doesn't necessarily even have to be from God. It could be from sorcery of that bastard who got you giving him that money. And the wicked one that he's worship is blessing you to manipulate you and deceive you and to keep giving him your money. If you think Satan won't bless you, then you got to be out your mind. The devil will bless you, especially if you're wicked. He ain't going to lose you like that. So let me keep going here because I ain't got enough time. I got to get ready to get out of here. So however, if the journey is too far, then it says bring your tithing because it says, bring your tithing, because the place which the Lord your God choose for the abode of his name is too far for you. Consider how the Lord has blessed you. You may exchange the tithe for money, and with the purse of money in the hand, go to the place which the Lord your God chose. You may then exchange the money for whatever you desire: oxen, sheep, wine, or strong drinks. Because when the church tells you you're not supposed to be drinking wine or liquor or drinking, that is a lie. According to everything that the Most High gives you permission to do, this wicked church has come in and changed all of that. So according to this, you have been given permission to drink wine and strong wine during the time of tithing. Or anything else you would enjoy, and therefore before the Lord your God you shall partake of it, and may marry with your family. See that? So according to Deuteronomy chapter 14, starting at 28, tithing and offering is not money, it is food. It is whatever you grow from the field. I don't care how much time have changed. They always had money. Money was never accepted. It doesn't matter if we're in 2026. That's why the title is what it is. A lot of people say, well, we don't live like that no more. Well, listen, we still serve the same God yesterday, today, and forever. God will never change. God is still going to judge us according to the same judgment he was judging us according to from the beginning. So a lot of times we like to get rid of the laws, even though we say we don't have to live by the laws and commandments no more, but tithing is only in the Old Testament. It bugs me out, right? So what's going on here is something that the Most High has never wanted from us. They're giving us now. Christ says, who faces on the money? Render unto Caesar what is Caesar, and render unto God what is God. What belongs to God? You belong to God. I belong to God. We belong to God. The crops, the animals, the plants, the oils, the things that he asked you for, that he lists in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 14. All of these things belong to him. The money does not belong to him. That's why he say, take the money, bundle it up in your hand. In other words, if you could ball it up in your hand, it's easy to travel with. So he says to bundle it up and go wherever he's told you to go. So wherever your destination is that the Most High have set up his place of rest is where you're supposed to go. Then when you get there, it says you take this money and buy back your tithes. So what is tithes again? Is tithes money? Or is tithes food, cattle, products? We are also considered tithes because we also belong to the Most High. And now we can get to the scriptures a little later on, because I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this. I just wanted to come in and get y'all kind of riled up and excited about it, because I got some stuff I got to go get into. But it's going to be a part 2 to this, 2 day, 2 night. Okay? So anyway, we do understand what tithing is. Tithing has always been crowd food. It has never changed. What we have done, if we have done these things ourselves. Christ says, render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, render unto God what is God. And like I was saying, we also belong to the Most High. So there's certain passages in scriptures that teaches you to give your firstborn to the Most High. Right? And that's just to work inside the temple as a priest and keep the place functioning and operational. So that firstborn will go in and work under the Levites or the Levitical priesthood or the priesthood, etc. So, and to help keep the temple and stuff going and flowing. But you don't see that today. Right? These are some of the other things that we have seen to neglect. while we're asking people to give us stuff that the Most High have not asked of ourselves, asked of us himself. Okay, now also it says it's a lot to go along with it. It's a lot to go along with it, and I really want to break it down. But this here is not a 15 to 30 minute lesson, because trust me, I got my notes here and I got so much that I want to bring out, and I don't have all the time to do it. But then also when you let's just stroll down to verses 27. Now in verse 27 it tells you who are to receive some kind of contribute or some kind of payment or whatever. So when you read verse 27, it tells you who you give some tithing to. And remember what tithing is. Tithing is not money. Tithing is food. But what or oils or grain wheats or herbs. It could be fragrance. Right? But watch this, verse 27. But do not neglect the Levites. These are special people. These are bloodline descendants of Aaron. Right? These people are not bishops and pastors. You can't even be a Levite unless you're born a Levite, and you have to come through that bloodline, right? Which these so-called men of God in 2026 do not. They don't even admit to being part of the Levitical priesthood. In fact, they consider themselves to be the opposite. They consider themselves to be Gentiles. So it's no reason why you should be giving Gentiles a Levitical priesthood offering. Okay? They have to be an Israelite. They have to be a Hebrew Israelite, a descendant of Aaron. First off. Then it says, at the end of every third year, not every week, not every Sunday, but every third year, you shall bring out all the tithes of your produce for that year and deposit them in the community stores. See that? So every 3 years, you're supposed to bring forth your tithes and offerings. Where the church have you doing it every week, that's another reason you're not getting no overflowing of blessings. You're not even on point with your offering. You know, you can't. He asked you to give it to him. He said, "This is the time, and I'm gonna make a covenant with you on this particular day, every year or every 3 years. If you keep this covenant with me, I will open up the heavens for you." Book of Malachi, chapter 3 and 9. I will open up the heavens for you, and I will pour out blessings for you that you wouldn't have room enough to receive them all. And the reason that's not happening because you're doing it every first day of the week. You're not even doing it every 3 years. And I got to get ready to get out of here. So let me finish this part up, and I'll be back this evening, and we're going to catch back up, all right? So check this out. At the end of every third year, you shall bring out all the tithes of your produce for that year and deposit them in the community store, that the Levites who has no share in inheritance with you, and also the aliens, the orphans, and the widows who belong to your community may come and eat they field, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all that you undertake. So now, according to Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 28 through 30, 28 through 29, it states that you only pay your tithes every 3 years. And on that third year, you're supposed to bring all your tithes and produce and deposit them into the community store. The community store. The church used to be the community store. Now it's a house for pimps. It used to be a community store, right? And this community store is where you bring these tithing to. And when you bring the tithing in, you're to store these tithing. And you, of course, you bless the Levitical priest because he has no inheritance. His whole objective, his whole job is to go from town to town, city to city, and do the works of the Most High. He doesn't plant nothing. He doesn't buy any land. He lives from either temple to temple, like some priests do from the Catholic Church today, or someone invites him and give him a place in their home. But he has nowhere to live. He's practically homeless, provided for by the state, right? Like some government official are today. But yeah, so that would be the Levitical priest, which I told you is a birthright. And also, you can only be elected. You got to be, it's got to be the firstborn, and also you have to come from a certain lineage. Okay, so we understand that you only pay tithing every 3 years. We also understand that the man on the pulpit is a jack and is a dead dumb dog. He's a pimp. He's a liar. He's ripping you off. We do understand, according to these scriptures right here, that we shouldn't be giving him nothing. Okay? They're not teaching you anything. They're conning you. They're taking you for everything that you got and laughing in your face. So anyway, I'm gonna do a part 2 on this, but I gotta get ready to get up out of here. I got some other stuff I got to do. Listen, y'all tune in. Y'all let me know if you like this small video, short video. And then I really want to hopefully everything came out pretty good on the video. But if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a message in the box, and let me know what you think. Because I really do want to do a part 2 and a part 3 to this. I really do. So with you guys' help, we can make this work, So with that said, I'm out of here. Peace.